Now over to you, Carole.
Okay. Well, I've got a box I have to hold, so I didn't really want to hold a mic, but all right then. So can I have a show of hands? Who's Welsh? Oh, good. Lots of Welsh people. Right, I need, what's your name? Christian? Christian. There's always one, isn't there? Right, can you translate that for me, Christian? You're not really Welsh, are you? No. Who can translate that for me? You're all fakes, aren't you? Who's got, okay, yeah. The apes can see our future. Yeah, okay, well, I expect you're right and I'm wrong. Or in English, the better apes of our future. Okay, so before we kind of explore that and what that might be, and we get into our goodie bags, and we think about how perhaps we might be the better apes of our future, I thought I'd better introduce myself, moi, to you good people. And in fact, what you need to do now is hang on to the person next to you. Hang on to your seats. Yes, because it's about to get a bit dark. This is a health warning for you because I am morally bankrupt. I am shocking. I have a warped morality. I have been threatening traditional Christian British values, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna get worse. I'm even more godless than this man. There he is, the devil's chaplain, and I'm Satan's witch. So you're in for a bit of a night. Yes, who knows these people? Answers in Genesis. Well, Answers in Genesis have been a bit upset with me. Basically, they're all mental. And they think the world started 6,000 years ago. Obviously, it didn't. Now, who knows who this is? Ken Ham. Now, I was looking at this picture of Ken Ham, and I thought to myself, there's something really primeval about this man, something prehistoric, yeah? And if we look here, do you see that little bump there? Who can tell me, not you, Mr. Dawkins, who can tell me what that's called? Darwin's tubercle. Ken Ham has a really rather pronounced Darwin's tubercle, an atavistic trait that unites him to his anthropoidal heritage millions of years old. And something else, actually, would you reach out and touch the Darwin tubercle of the person next to you, please? Just explore. Not everybody has one, but if you're lucky to have that atavism, you must be proud of it, and you must feel it and find it and love it. Okay, but something else about Ken Ham that I thought was quite interesting. He has quite pronounced canine teeth. Quite nice apy canine teeth. He says that his wife is very, very submissive and entirely supportive of everything he does. So that's the kind of man he is. Now, when I saw this, I thought, my God, here we have Ken Ham, here we have Homo erectus. It's uncanny, the likeness between the two, isn't it? Okay, so Paul Taylor writes for Answers in Genesis, and he wrote about my agony aunt column, and he was very upset. Now, the white text is his text, what he had to say about me, and the black were the extracts that he took from my column. So, it proceeds like this. If any newspaper was going to take the lead in the godless morality of evolution, it would have to be The Guardian. Perhaps it should be of no surprise, therefore, it is publishing an agony aunt column where the advice is unmistakably evolutionary. Atheist Carole Jahme was posed with this dilemma. There are two men in my life. There's the older man. He's aged 53, he's sophisticated and engaging, and I love his company. But recently, I met a 28-year-old. He's sexy and full of energy, and I'm really attracted to him. I don't know what to do. Carole's reply assesses the evolutionary outcomes. In neither case is marriage suggested. Her advice concludes with, some Darwinists might say your optimal strategy would be to pair bond with the older male, but surreptitiously allow the younger male to fertilize you. Shocked! Wait till you hear Jamie's advice to the next questioner. Now, can you take it? Do you want to know what happened next? You're not too horrified? No, of course they're not. Okay, Susie's been married for 20 years. She's concerned about her husband's behavior. While the gentleman in question clearly has issues, it would not warrant a Christian to recommend divorce. But Jamie's morality has a different basis. Now, I have to say, I never mentioned divorce. What I said was this, that we've not evolved to live our whole lives with one person. Some of us do and enjoy it, but others don't. That's all I said. I never said get divorced. After the reader has recovered from the shock of Jamie's warped morality, we begin to see her morality is based on a Darwinian foundation. But do I have to wait until a chimpanzee switches on his iPod before I can justify listening to the music of Bach? Not even famed atheist Professor Richard Dawkins bases his morality on his supposed science. Jamie's column illustrates the bankruptcy of Darwinian morality. So, answers in Genesis. This next one is for you. Okay, so on with the show. Better Apes of the Future. So, who might they be? What might they be? Any suggestions? No? Nobody got any ideas? Well, let's plow on, because I know you're all waiting for the cash bar. That's really what's on your mind, isn't it? It opens soon. I know you're about to stampede out of here. I'm going to speed through this. So Nietzsche asked the question, is language an adequate expression of all realities? Well, here we see macaques. They're sharing a reality. They have an implicit understanding of each other. This group here are looking here. This group are looking here. They have an implicit, empathic understanding of one another, and that is their reality. This is the cotton top tamarin. These monkeys are very interesting in that they've been studied for a long time because they're so highly social. They have apparently at least 38 unique calls, which they combine in different orders to communicate all sorts of complex messages amongst each other. This is a male. Quite often they have twins, and the male is very much involved, and that's why they've evolved to have twins. They're also very high in oxytocin. The marmosets, also high in oxytocin, and very much bonded to each other. If you separate a bonded couple, they pine for each other. They want to be back together. Their oxytocin in the urine has been measured. If they're parted, levels of oxytocin go down. Once they're back together again and they have a cuddle, oxytocin rises. It's also been noted that they're more likely to heal from injury if they are together rather than separated. So, empathy, everyone's talking about it at the moment, you will have noticed, and various think tanks say that it's crucial for our future because we're living more of a service-based existence. So, oxytocin, that's what it's all about here today. Oxytocin rises in the system when a woman has her baby. That's why she bonds to it. This is the same for the great apes. Here's Harry Harlow. He did some pretty mean experiments before oxytocin was understood. He separated infant monkeys and offered them instead wire mothers with electric shocks and sharp spikes, and still they held on because they wanted to be held, because holding an infant helps the receptors in the brain to develop so that the oxytocin can be developed in the system, and we can be more social and more mentally stable. So here are monkeys grooming each other, the Japanese macaques in the hot springs, having a lovely time grooming, raising oxytocin levels. Here's a few facts. So it's an ancient peptide. As I was saying, it helps healing. This research has implications for the way we treat the elderly and old folks' homes, or people in hospital, for example. There should be more TLC. We shouldn't be having old folk dehydrating to death, that's for sure. Caring for people should be a much more hands-on experience, and that's what we're going to try to achieve here tonight. So I don't want to take any romance away. I don't want to break down any mystique around who we love or why we love, but I do think it's important to understand that we are evolved beings, and that our chemistry affects us, and the environment affects us. And it's infecting us as well. Empathy, a way of knowing, an implicit, unspoken way of knowing. A mother feeds her baby. This is mimicry, affective empathy. A baby opens its mouth, in the food goes. The way birds flock, a precursor to oxytocin found in birds, causing them to act like a whole organism rather than hundreds of individuals. Same for fish, helps them to avoid predators. So it's not necessarily what we know, but how we know that counts. And we can raise oxytocin levels by getting closer to each other, physically closer, and that's something we're going to be doing in a minute. And by doing that, we can share in a global perspective, and by doing that, we might even achieve heaven on earth. That would be all right, wouldn't it? Okay, so this is a social experiment. This is oxytocin time, everybody. So I have backstage my oxytocinometer machine. You can probably hear it whirring away. It's measuring oxytocin levels. At the moment, it's not that high. But I'm sure that you good people are going to be able to raise the oxytocin level in this room to saturation point. So let's see how we can do that. What's in the goodie bags? Now, I see you sitting alone. You mustn't. You must sit with somebody. You've got to be in pairs, or even in threes or fours. No one is to sit alone. Does everybody have access to a goodie bag? Have you got a goodie bag? Extra, we've got extra here. Do you need them at the back? You don't need one each. The point of the goodie bag is to share it. You share the goodie bag. It's all about sharing and caring, this talk. Do you need one at the back? Christian, it would be you, wouldn't it? Woo, that was a good throw. Okay, you haven't got any. Oh, here we go. Right. Here's some more crackers. Here's some more sweets. Just pass it back. All right, okay, so I'm afraid you've been a little bit naughty. You've rushed on ahead. I'm glad you're keen, though. It's good that you're keen. But you need to work with me and not go off on your own individual journey. So grooming and gossiping, that's what bonds us to each other. We're going to get really bonded to one another now. And we're going to be like these macaques. We're going to touch each other. We're going to groom. We're going to massage. We're going to create altruism in this room. There's only one sweetie. So someone is going to enjoy giving that sweetie away. Yes, we're going to practice a bit of altruism. So you wait for it. You're all gagging to go. I can see that. You've got to wait for it. So, who's this? Debbie Harry. So when you see Debbie Harry come up, we're going to have 3 goes at grooming. When you see Debbie Harry come up, I want you to get those bobby grips from your goodie bag. And I want you to reach out to someone's hair. And I want you to say the line that she's about to sing from the song Atomic. Your hair looks beautiful tonight. And if you're the person having your hair groomed, you say atomic. Okay? Let's do it. Come on, you've got to stroke each other's hair. I can't hear you. Okay, good. Good. We're going to do that again. Yeah, we're going to do that again. But what we're going to do first now is some massage. I want you to grab the shoulders of the person next to you, grab their hand, grab their leg, grab any part of their body that they want you to massage. Yeah? And when Michael Jackson sings this song, Can You Feel It? If you're giving the massage, I want you to say to the person you're massaging, can you feel it? And if you're receiving the massage, I want you to say what Michael Jackson then says, which is yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay? Do your brother a gentle twist. Come on. Massage. Massage down here. Come on, you're not touching each other. Come on, touch each other. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Come on. What are you 3 doing? Massage. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah. All right, good sense of humor. Why do we want a good sense of humor in the person we mate with? It's been noted that in the Lonely Hearts columns, males and females always request a good sense of humor. Why might that be? Anybody know? Anybody got any ideas? Well, let me tell you, this is science, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you the reason we look for a good sense of humor in our mate is because nobody wants to bonk a boring bastard. Okay, so now's the time for you to pull your cracker. You're going to find some jokes in there. Your crackers have more than one joke. If you have a special joke that you'd like to tell, you can tell that instead. So, here are gorillas laughing. You can tickle each other as well if you want. Tickling raises the oxytocin levels. When you see Groucho Marx, here comes the laughter. Tell your jokes. Okay, well done. Now we're going to do that 2 more times. So if you're feeling like you missed out, you didn't get your hair groomed, you didn't get a massage, you didn't get to tell your joke, don't worry. We got 2 more chances for this. So look at the oxytocin. It has gone up, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. So, kinship. Now earlier today, Polly Higgins was talking about ecocide. So what I would say is that better apes of the future will expand on their knowledge and impression of what kinship is to include their primate relatives. These 12 are the most endangered primates alive today. So starting top left, we have the Cross River gorilla, less than 300 left in the Cameroon. Then we have the Rollaway Guenon, looking a little bit like a nun, actually, but not a nun, endangered due to bushmeat. This is the dwarf Galago, lives in 2 tiny pocketed areas of forest in Tanzania, so habitat loss, threatening these. This is the yellow-tailed woolly monkey from Peru. They make really nice pets. They're very friendly. That's what's threatening them. This is the red-faced Yukari from the swampy areas in Brazil. They can jump 20 meters. So we could do with them in Team GB. They're threatened with extinction. The orangutans, well, you know what's happening in Indonesia. You know about the slash and burn. You know about the palm oil plantations. Here we have the cat barlanga. Thank you for reminding me. The cat barlanga from the tiny island of Cat Bar off Vietnam, less than 50 of those left. This is the Delacour's langa, and will you look at that beard? That looks a little bit like Ken Ham's beard, doesn't it? Yes, they're threatened due to Chinese medicine. The Chinese favor their bones and all their body parts. This is the grey-shanked duke from Vietnam, was thought to be completely extinct, was used for target practice by the Americans when they were there in the war. A very small pocket of them have been found. The cotton-top tamarins, those high in oxytocin, really socially bonded, loving monkeys threatened with extinction, and the giant bamboos, from Madagascar. What are they? Lemurs, the giant bamboo lemur. Thank you very much, from Madagascar. Apparently, they are able to digest large quantities of cyanide. We don't really understand them that well. We don't know how they manage to survive on it. If a man was to take just a tenth of what they eat, they would die of cyanide poisoning. And of course, the mountain gorilla, you know all about the mountain gorilla. So if we don't expand on our awareness of kinship and perhaps take on board ecocide, it'll be goodbye to those guys. And then Kong will become even mightier in our minds as we try to fill the emptiness that we created. So, that's a bit of a serious, depressing note. So we need to get the joy back in the room. We need more laughter. You've got more jokes on your crackers. I think there's at least 3 on those crackers. So here comes the laughter. Tell a joke. Okay, you've got those nice smiley faces. You can stick them on each other, and you can say how nice you look with that smiley face stuck on your lapel or wherever you want to stick that smiley face. Okay, it's grooming time. It's time to do the hair. You know the score. Come on. Time to groom hair, come on. Groom hair. That's it. That's very good. Okay, and it's time for a massage. That's it. Nice massage up there. Nice. I can feel that from here. That's very good. The oxytocin levels, they're going up. Well done, well done, well done. Okay. There are no facts, only interpretations, according to Nietzsche. I wish he was here. I would like to sort of take him up on this. I think that ultimately there are certainly differences of opinion, different points of view, and we need to take that on board. If you can get enough points of view from a shared experience, you can create a whole. And when you create the whole, you do get to the truth. So differences of opinion, differences in points of view is something that I want to look at now. So I'm going to show you this very short film. Some of you will have seen it before. It's quite famous. Hyder and Simmel, Studies of Apparent Behavior. And then I'm going to ask a few questions, so you must watch carefully. Okay then, so what do we think was going on there? Any opinions? Anybody got any idea? Sorry? What, sorry? Bullying. We've got bullying down here. Adultery. We've got bullying and adultery. Anything else? Geometry. Geometry. We got geometry. Anybody else see abstract shapes moving around? Anybody else see triangles and squares? Yes? Say again? Triangles and a circle, yeah. Okay, so those 4 people who just gave their opinions, would they please come to the stage because they have volunteered for the next part of this social experiment. Thank you very much. If you'd like to come to the stage. And now we're going to have a new sort of experiment here. So you all know how it works, I'm sure, but I'm going to give the rules quite clearly. You mustn't move, David, by the way. You're quite near to the edge of the stage. Don't move. The only thing that either of you 4 need to move is your arms. So we're going to play a few rounds. You're good at maths. I want you to keep score. Okay. It will all make sense. You keep score. All right. So I'm going to put my mic down because I think that you are going to be able to follow this. Now, got 2 in the first round. Yeah, so we had 3 rounds sharing. We had 3 rounds sharing and 2 rounds with somebody getting ahead. So if everybody had shared, we would have had, everybody would have got £10, but that didn't happen. So what were the scores? 3 people got £6, 1 person got 16. So there we are. Interesting little experiment. So what we're going to do now is the last chance to massage. This is your last chance to get a part of your body massaged that you really need massaged. Do your brother a gentle try. Every word you try to teach him That's it. That's what I want to see. Do you see these 8 here? This is what I want to see. That's it. That's perfect. Look at them in a row. Like a row of macaques. That's it. That's good. Can you feel it? That's it. Okay, good. And now it's time to groom. You've got to sing the lyrics. Oh, your hair is beautiful. Come on, let me hear you sing. Groom, groom, groom. Okay, and your last chance to tell a joke. I have a joke for you. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic, and so am I. Okay, so tell your favorite joke. Tickle each other. That's good for oxytocin. That makes people laugh. Your last chance for a laugh. Look at the oxytocin. Ladies and gentlemen, you're doing really well. Look how high that's gone. Okay, back to Nietzsche. The truth tends to reveal itself in the highest... truth tends to reveal its highest wisdom in the guise of simplicity. So an implicit understanding, an empathic, shared understanding is a simple one. It doesn't involve spoken words. And what I want us to do now is get back in touch with our anthropoidal heritage, get back in touch with communicating and expressing feeling without using words. So I'm going to split the auditorium right down the middle. You're going to go that way. Okay. You've bonded, all that massaging, yeah? Oh, it's your mum. All right then. So straight down there. Your team A, your team B. Okay, so yeah, having a cuddle matters. Lots of cuddling. Team A, I want you to listen to this. I'm going to let you hear it twice, and then I want you to do it. Okay, and you're competing with Team B, so you better be good. Yes, you can do that. Of course you can do that. Okay, so it really builds. It really builds. Let's see how high-ranking you are, Team A. Come on, build it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Very good. That is very good. Okay, Team B, I'm going to let you hear it one more time, and then you've got to compete. So, Team B. All right, Team B, let me hear you. Come on. Wow, really good. Both of you, really good. I don't know who's more high-ranking. You're clearly well placed here, both of you. So, Team A, we're back to you. Submissive now. No, it starts at the back of the throat. It's wah, wah, wah. Yeah, it's a submissive call. One more time. Okay, let me hear you be submissive. Come on. Quite good at being submissive. Right, Team B, your turn. Yeah, you were much more submissive. You're actually really good at being submissive, aren't you? Now that's interesting. Okay, so Team A, we're back to you. Bit of screaming there. Yeah, this is a young, low-ranking animal. Hear it again? Okay, let's hear you do it. Very good. Team A, I'm really impressed with you. Okay, Team B, it's your turn. You can do the same. My God, that's so great. I was going to give you another chance to hear it, but we'll whiz on. We'll whiz on. So this is one for the ladies. Who can I pick? Madam, could you stand up, please? Madam, could you stand up, please? Stand up, madam. Okay, madam next to madam. Can you stand up, please? You're a lovely madam. Thank you. Thank you for standing up. Now, this is your chance to represent your team. Okay, so you're going to hear it. This is going to raise the oxytocin levels. Okay, here we go. I'll do it with you. Do it with you. All right, everybody does it. Everybody joins in to the copulatory scream. Oh, yes, yes. Very good. That was very good and very brave. Well done, madam. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to have a madam over here. Madam, could you stand up, please? You look very nice in your yellow tie. Stand up. The copulatory scream, let's hear it. Very good. Give your team member a clap, Team B. He did really well there. Look at the oxytocin level. It has gone sky high with all of that. So we're coming to the end of the show now. Perhaps you'll be pleased to hear that. Australopithecines. Australopithecines, ladies and gentlemen. I did hear that Australopithecines were found on the Brecon Beacons. An isolated group. They're not extinct. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not extinct. These Australopithecines are staying alive. Staying alive? Isn't that a cue for a song? Yeah, in memory of